everybody. My name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And we are the 𝐤𝐄𝐄 and the Torah YouTube channel. We're also the 𝐤𝐄𝐄 and the Torah website. You can find us on Rumble. You can find us on Odyssey. And we are blessed because we have you guys out there. Whether you come now or whether you come later, we are truly, truly blessed because of the people that we have out there. We love you guys all dearly. You guys are all family. You're the kingdom family. The only family that we probably will ever know outside of the little earthly family that we have. And most of our family has said, you know, we're crazy. We're the crazy ones, right? We're in a cult, and the cult is that you believe in the Old Testament and you believe that the laws of our Creator are still here. And that must absolutely be a cult because everybody has already made their decisions up when it comes to religion, when it comes to believing in Scriptures. And the problem is that we all make these decisions, and I have made these decisions before ever reading Scriptures. And once you actually read the Scriptures and read what the Word of our Creator says, it is completely different than all of these other 50,000 different religions that we have out there that all have a different direction, that all go a different route and are not following the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. Now, salvation begins at the stake. It begins at the cross. Scriptures is very clear. There is no other name under heaven by which man may be saved, that we are saved by the blood of Messiah Yahushua, Jesus the Christ, as those who do not know. His Hebrew name is Yeshua, Yahushua, which truly means salvation. Who would have thunk it? Our Creator sent His Son down and called His name salvation, or Yah is with us. There's other translations or name meanings behind it. But our Creator sent us a Son that came and walked the Torah, and He walked this Torah perfectly. And it is because of His obedience to His Father, and the reason that He obeyed His Father is the reason that we have an opportunity to break the curse of the Torah. Now, the curse of the Torah is physical death. We're spiritual death. It's not physical death. That was my bad. It is spiritual death. We will all die a physical death. We are all going to close our eyes and breathe our last breath, and we are going to end this physical world. But then we have what they call eternity. And eternity, from the best definition that I can see from anything, is forever. It's a very, very long time. We think of these 6,000 years that we've been walking on these lands, that we have been in the human civilization, as a very long time. We think that the 24 hours and the 12 months a year and just the rigmarole of time as it is a very long time. And sometimes it seems like it's forever. Sometimes the trials and tribulations and the sicknesses and the world gets to us. But there is a world to come where the tears will not be with us. We will be servants of the Most High. We will be following a King of Kings, Messiah Yahushua, who is going to lead us into the kingdom to come, who's going to lead us for the 1,000-year reign, when we are going to reign with our Creator and His Son, for sure. All right, Cade, will you open us in prayer, my friend?
Christian Father, we thank you for the Shabbat, and we thank you for bringing us all together as a one united family under you, under your will, under your Torah, and we ask that your readings today are what you have set out for us, what you have set out for your people to learn and understand your word and get from. We ask that our hearts are set for you, our minds are set for you, our souls are set for you, and that we are all one united under your name, under your Son's name. And we thank you for your Son and His sacrifice He made to save us from the eternal damnation that is hellfire. We thank you for blessing us with your Torah and your prophets and your servants. We ask that none of this goes to waste with us, and that we take this and we make the most out of your Torah, and we make the most out of what you have given to us. And we ask this all in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen. All right, Jade, let us get into our Shema. All right.
Hear, O Yisrael, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, with all your being, and with all your might. And these words I am commanding you today shall be in your heart. And you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates.
All right, so let's begin with this real quick. Let's talk about the word one, which is echad, right? We're talking about our Creator is not a trinity. He's not a twinity. He's not anything of the sort. He is one. Our Creator is a jealous Elohim. And it is very, very clear that He doesn't want us to worship anybody else. He did not raise up His Son, who is Him, and send Him out and pretend that he's his son, but yet it's him. The entire Trinity came from the land of Nimrod. It came from Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. And that is where this entire oneness doctrine came from. And so we have everybody that's coming out of religion. We have everybody that comes to this channel, and people all believe that the Creator, his Son, and the Ruach HaKodesh are this egg, is how I explained it when I was in Christianity. And this egg has a shell, it has a yolk, and it has the inside little white stuff along with it. It's all one egg, but yet it is it's three separate things, right? It does not work. Creator is one. He's always been one. Creation was out there. His Son was with him during creation. We only know of time as of whatever 6,000 years we've been around that we have any hope of any kind of history. Where do we come from? How much time was there before? Nobody has any of those answers, but it is very clear when you study scriptures that our Creator's Son was with him during the creation of the world that we know. And when we take the deity of our Creator and we start praying to the Son, or we start praying to Mary, we start praying to the Ruach HaKodesh, that goes against scriptures. There's no place in there that when Messiah told us how to pray, he didn't say, here, Jesus help me, right? He gave us a clear and defined way that we need to present our prayers to our Creator. And for a lot of people that have a very hard time praying, which also includes me, I drift off when I'm praying. But when we need a template, when we need a way to start our prayers, if you're just lost, you don't know how to begin, our Messiah gave it to us with our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. All right, so as we are rolling through this, let us begin into mystical. Who do we have in here for people? Who's our friends, family, and beloveds? Who are beloveds that are hanging with us right here live?
We have Chris. We have Glenn. We have Marina. I'm going down the list. 𝐤𝐄𝐄 Salber. Sorry if I said that wrong. We got Brother Jeremy and Sylvia. We got Graham. She's in here. Emissary of Elohim.
What's up, brother? I saw your rap request.
He also says that the elder puts it down, right?
The elder puts it down.
The one that you were listening to this morning. That he sent.
Yep. Yeah, he does. That's absolutely, yeah. I took that tidbit from Emissary of Elohim. He sent me a video this morning talking about the old Twinity, and I definitely used that this morning. So much love, brother. I do see the emails you send in for sure.
I think I said Carla, but we got
Hi, Carla. Carla's here?
Lisa.
All right.
And Mama CA, Rosie Chica.
Wow. All right. Well, we have much love to everybody out there, guys.
We have Honeymoon Stitch, which is
Hey,
Brian.
Brian's here. What's up, brother?
Adriana. I don't know if she's been here before. If not, welcome. And then Jeannie, not of this world.
Hi, Jeannie. And who is sick? I saw a comment.
Lisa.
Lisa. All right. Well, Lisa's sick, so prayers to you, Lisa. And we hope that you guys are having a very wonderful week. And again, thank you guys for being a part of Yah's little people here. And we are no preachers. We're no teachers. We are simply a little family out in the middle of the jungle in South America that is reading scriptures, right? And the only answers that we ever have come out of scriptures. And so hopefully you guys are reading your scriptures. Hopefully you guys are deep into the scriptures. And before we go over the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, which we do every Shabbat, there, Mr. Cole will pop a link in there. There's 2 books out there that we just got done about a couple of weeks ago, and I want to keep it on everyone's mind. We've had a tremendous amount of downloads on the Yah Scriptures, the 66-book Yah Scriptures, and the 37-book Apocrypha. We have just had a tremendous amount of downloads. People are slurping up the Apocrypha. For the first time ever, I don't think there is a place anywhere that you will find this number of books in a single book that has been completely restored names. So the 37-book Apocrypha that we have there, every single book has had the names restored. Instead of the pagan names of God and where they've changed the names around, everything has been completely restored. Almost a full year times 4 people it took to bring these scriptures to life. And I will tell you that I've been reading this PDF myself. I swapped from using the website because it was clunky compared to the PDF, and that is available. Ms. Nicole will drop that link in there.
I'm working them.
Yep, and guys, definitely download those. Get those on your devices. you never know what the world is going to give us. We never know what the powers that be are going to do to us. We never know how long we have internet access. So grab these PDFs, stick them on your phone, stick them on your tablet, stick them on a USB device. In the event that we lose all access to all communications or whatever, you will always have the word of the Most High at your disposal that you can read via internet or be not internet. And so much love to all of you guys on this. All right, so let's begin.
Hold on, we have a couple more people that came in here.
All right.
We have rainy days.
All right, is it rainy days or days rainy?
Rainy days, I think.
It
Or
is.
days rainy. Sorry,
Days rainy.
I was backwards.
Hi, Days Rainy.
And then Teeny Deeny.
Hi. Hi, Teeny Dean.
That's a new person I haven't seen before, and I think that's it. Sorry.
All right. Well, as we go through
Bone
these,
Cat 1. Sorry.
Bone Cat 1's here. Hey, much love, Bone Cat 1. Much love. Brother or sister. I don't know if you're a brother or a sister, but much love to all of you guys out there. Did you say hi to Miss Sylvia Ewarts?
Yeah.
All right. I just saw her pop up in the chat too. All right, guys. And so as we read through these laws, statutes, and commandments, I would like to remind those at this table that we need to go slow and we need to be thoughtful in these. And this is a huge part that people will probably either stick around or drop off in the future. The majority of the world has no idea what the laws of our Creator are. We have commandments that are told to write these on our heart, mind, and soul. And the only way we're ever going to figure this stuff out is by being obedient. And so here we are. We're trying to write these on our on our hearts, minds, and souls. And so let us begin. And here we go. Commandment number 1 is be fruitful. And let me pause real quick. Anybody that's in the chat, if any of these commands don't make sense to you or something doesn't jive or you need any explanation at all, this is absolutely the time that we can break down as a group, that we can break down as the people in the chat. The chat is filled with extremely wise people. The people in the chat. That's why everybody in this chat has wrenches, because you're trusted, you're loved, and you're very wise, and you're seeking. And so if you guys have those kind of questions, this is now the time to go through this. And yeah, praise Yah. Sylvia's cough is gone. Yeah, let's pray for wellness for everybody, that you don't take on the sicknesses of this world, because there is a tremendous amount going on. All right, commandment number 1, be fruitful.
Commandment number 2, multiply.
Replenish the earth.
Subdue it. Have dominion over the fish, fowl, and every living creature.
The herb bearing in every tree is for food.
Man and woman should build their own families.
Master sin.
Every clean moving thing that lives shall have food for you.
Do not eat the blood.
Walk before me and be perfect.
Guard Yahuwah's covenant, laws, statutes, and commandments.
And guys, please notice the amount of times this single commandment is listed. Over 53 times that we know of, that we've done a count on. When we are to guard the commandments of our Creator, it's not to put them on the cross and nail them to the cross and live as we want to live. That is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, not guarding the laws, statutes, and commandments. Commandment 12. Every male shall be 8 days old.
Teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah.
For Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Keep the Passover, Pesach.
Keep the feast of unleavened bread, festival of matzah.
There's one Torah for the stranger and one for the Hebrew.
Okay, and let's stop right there, because a lot of times we will have our brothers and sisters who are in the religion of Christianity drop on by, and when you are in Christianity, this is a commandment that we break all the time. When we are in Christianity, we believe that there is another set of laws. In fact, there is a thing called replacement theology. And inside of replacement theology, the people of the Christian church believe that they have been replaced as God's chosen people. And there's an actual religion, an actual sect of documents and that people will follow, that they believe they've been replaced. Now, that could be an interesting theory, but when you read scriptures, that theory doesn't hold any water at all. There has never been a group of Gentiles that has ever been called, and there's no house of Gentile, right? There's no set of anything. If you want to obey Yah's laws, statutes, and commandments, there's only one set of laws. We don't have anything outside of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. That is the word of our Creator. So when you want to come into I guess you could call it a religion, if that's what you want to say, even though the word religion is a very bad word because it's been corrupted, there is no religion, right? There's the Hebrews. When you are talking about a religion, the word Hebrew means crossing over. It's what Father Abraham did when they were crossing over. And so we should be, if you want to have a label, if you need to absolutely have a label, then you'd want to be Hebrew. You'd want to be an Hebrew. And you wouldn't want to be called a Jew. During the days of Father Abraham's time, there were no Jews. It didn't come until 4 generations later, that the son of Jacob, is Yahudah. That is where the word Jews come from. So many people, the first thing when they see this channel, they're like, oh, you guys are Jews. And we're like, no, absolutely not. Because Jews do not keep the Torah of our Creator. And the Jews would absolutely be very upset with what I'm saying right there. But this is what they do, is they have hundreds of other books that they call their oral Torah. And so they may have the first 5 books of our scriptures, but when you talk to any rabbi or you talk to anybody in the Judaism, their oral Torah completely trumps everything that is in the Torah, which is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. One such command is that they're inside of the oral Torah is they can literally steal, pillage, do whatever to people that they consider goyim. If the people are not in their Judaism religion, then you can do unto others very evil things. Now, if you take that understanding, then right out of the gate, you're breaking the rest of Torah, which says we need to love our neighbor with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul. And it doesn't matter if our neighbor is of any other sect. There's no way that we are ever going to bring people into the kingdom of our Creator if we are treating them in such a way. And so when people say, are you Jewish? Absolutely not. There is no such thing as far as religion goes that you would want to sink your sinker into. You would absolutely want to be an Hebrew, and there's just one law for that. Did you have something, Mr. Nicole?
Jeremy says Judaism follows the Babylonian Talmud.
Yeah.
And they say you can't understand Torah without it, which is putting it above the Torah.
Yeah, and not only that, Jeremy, but they have stuff inside of this stuff, which is absolutely Babylonian mysticism. You have the Kabbalah, you have the Zohar, you have all of this mysticism inside of all of these different books. And at the end of it, it's black magic. There's stuff inside that they inherited inside of Babylon, that they carried with them at all time. And you can simply, if you want to study Judaism, there's a ton of things on it. And if you are in Judaism, number one, they don't want your women speaking, right? There's all these different laws. Simply for Shabbat alone, there's hundreds of different laws. And we've talked to rabbis, we've talked to all these different people before, and they will actually hire goyim to go flip their lights on a Shabbat because they don't want to flip their lights on, right? But because the goyim are lesser people to them, then they decide to. So let's continue on with this. Commandment 18, sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah.
There are no mighty ones before Yahuwah.
You shall not make graven images.
Do not bring Yahuwah's name to naught.
Keep the Shabbat, Sabbath day. And again, if you guys are looking at the amount of commands on this, there's not a lot compared to the one that says guard Yah's laws, but there's way more than every other command. The Sabbath is the intricate part of Yah's world that he is seeing who's going to follow him. And even if, let's say for instance, that the Shabbat doesn't fall on the Saturday that we are on right now, we're not keeping Shabbat on a Saturday. We're keeping it on a 7th day. Now, let's say for instance, we're off 2 or 3 days. You have an option of either not keeping Sabbath at all and not being in covenant, or you have the option of attempting to keep a Sabbath and keep in obedience with our Creator. Now, why it's important that we keep the Sabbaths, we keep the appointed times, we keep all of this, is because in this millennium reign, when this kingdom comes, when Messiah Yahushua comes, all of these little things that nobody's keeping right now are absolutely going to be kept. We will, if we make the kingdom, be celebrating Passover with our Messiah. We will absolutely be keeping the Feast of Trumpets and Sukkot. There will be all of these same things that we are told to keep. It's not going to be a wonderment in the millennium to come. And so it's better right now that we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, even if we are wrong on a day or on an appointed time, or we can't figure out the exact calendar, because scriptures clearly says all of us are going to be out of sync. And in fact, it was 2,000 years ago, they were out of sync. Nobody could figure out the calendar. Nobody can seem to figure this thing out. It is a mystery to some of us, and it will always be a mystery until we have our Messiah that comes and clears all of this up for us. All right, commandment 23. I love this one. Honor your parents. Gentlemen,
Do
continue.
not kill.
Do not break wedlock.
Do not steal.
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
Do not covet anything of your neighbors.
Do not make an altar from a rock that a tool has touched.
Do not go up to the altar by the steps.
If a man steals cattle, he shall restore it 5 times.
Yahuwah's laws for criminals.
Do not lie with beasts.
No sacrifices to other Elohim, gods.
Do not oppress the stranger, fatherless, or widow.
Do not charge your brother interest.
If you buy your neighbor's ring, return to him before sunset.
Do not curse the ruler of your people.
Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
No false report.
Do not follow a multitude of evil.
Do not judge unrighteously against the poor.
Bring back your enemy's cattle if you find it going astray.
Help the animals of your enemy.
Stay away from rumors and gossipers.
Take no bribes.
Do not oppress a stranger. Love the stranger.
Your land rests in the 7th year.
Do not mention any pagan names.
Keep the feasts of Yahuwah.
Do not cook your goat in his mother's milk.
Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before you.
Do not bow down to other Elohim.
Serve Yahuwah
Make no covenant with Elohim or outside of the land.
with other
With other
Elohim.
Elohim.
Do not make or use anointing oil on a person. Do not make or use perfume on a normal person.
Do not eat the fat.
Do what you say you're going to do.
Return what is your neighbor's.
Obey Yahuwah's dietary laws.
Women's time of separation. Stay away from them.
Obey Yahuwah's hygiene laws.
Keep the day of atonement, Yom Kippurim.
Do not uncover the nakedness of your family.
Do not take your woman's sister for a wife.
Do not lie with a woman in her uncleanness.
You shall not sacrifice your children to Moloch.
Do not be a sodomite.
Be Kodesh, holy.
Do not reap the corn of your field, or you shall not glean your vineyard.
Do not deal falsely or defraud your neighbor.
Do not lie or be a liar.
Pay your workers for the day's wage they are due.
Do not harm the disabled.
Do not endanger your neighbor.
Do not hate your brother.
Rebuke your neighbor for his sin.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Do not diverse your cattle.
Do not mingle your seed.
All right, slow down, guys. You guys are going like lickety-split here. You're like rocking and rolling. Okay, do not mingle linen and wool.
Do not lie with a taken woman.
Do not eat the fruit of the trees for 3 years.
Do not practice sorcery.
Do not round your beard or the corners of your head.
Do not cut yourself for the dead.
Do not get tattoos.
Do not prostitute your daughter.
Do not defile your temple.
Do not consult the medium.
Respect your elders.
Have correct weights and measures.
Do not walk in the manners of the nation.
Keep the feast of first fruits, Shavuot, Yom Count.
Let's go back a little bit real quick to commandment number 94. Do not walk in the manners of the nations. What month are we in right now? Is it September, right?
Yeah.
We're heading into probably one of the most evil months that is ever out there. And for those who are looking at trying to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, when it says do not walk in the manners of the nation, we're talking about things such as everything, really. But let's say, for instance, in the month of October, we have the dreaded Halloween, right? We have the Day of the Dead, the Day of the Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Demons and Witches and Warlocks. And like the greatest evil that you could ever have, there's a day that is celebrated on it. Now, as the people of our Creator, we should be absolutely abhorred that a day like this exists. It should probably scare us, and of course, we shouldn't live in fear, but it is a day of great evil. Great evil happens on that day, and people, churches, will have Oktoberfest, right? I remember when I was growing up in the Christian church, we had the October harvest, and it was the same thing. The kids would all dress up, and they would go and they do fishing and the little cake thing where you dance around the chairs, and then they stopped the musical chairs. We'd all sit down, people. It was a great time. It was a festival. That is not what our Creator calls us for. He has never said celebrate a wickedness day like this. We need to be praying from the 29th of October to the beginning of November. We need to be praying that our Creator will intervene, that He is going to stop this madness, which probably He won't right now. But if you are partaking in this, if you buy a bag of candy and have all the demons and warlocks and things come to your door and you're handing out candy, or if, Yah forbid, You grab your kid and dress him up as a witch or a warlock or a Woody from Toy Story. It doesn't matter. You are participating in what the world is. You're looking like the world, smelling like the world. And that is a commandment. Do not walk in the manners of the nation. So we need to be careful in all of this, that we stay far away, that we are separated as the people of Yah, that none of this stuff is in any of our lives, that we just resent it, that we just get rid of it. Okay, 95. Keep the feast of first fruits, Shavuot, Omer count, and Pentecost.
The Feast of Trumpets, Yom Teruah.
Keep the feast of Sukkot, Shem Yatzaret.
If you blaspheme in the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death.
If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
Repay injury for injury.
Honor the Yobel, Jubilee year.
Confess your sins to Yahuwah and repay who you have trespassed against.
The Torah of being a Nazir.
Wear tzitzit on the four corners of your garments.
The Torah laws of whoever touches the corpse.
Let's go back to 104 real quick. Let's talk about this. Because in the world that we are into right now, we don't have a lot of identifiers, right? We are in a world of identity crisis because the majority of the world doesn't understand that there's a path and a way to the kingdom that is outside of religion, that is outside of what man has given to us. Now, a mark of the people of Yah, besides circumcision for men, is that we wear tzitzits on the four corners of our garments. Now, this command is to men and is to women. It's to the sons of Yisrael, sons and daughters of Yisrael. Anybody who considers themselves a child of the Most High will wear tzitzits on the four corners of their clothes. And so that is very, very important, not just as a commandment that we are doing it, but our Creator says that we need them on there so that we remember the laws, statutes, and commandments. We are to wear a mark of our Creator in the form of tzitzits where we go. It's not just a commandment, but in the end times, people will look for those with the tzitzits. And going back to Judaism, they mess this commandment completely up. They wear white tzitzits because they think they lost the color purple, the blue that they have. Trying to obey it with the blue strands in it, they go completely white. They are disobeying the laws, statutes, and commandments. But how to be a child of the Most High is that we are in action with all of this. It says to wear tzitzits, and it's a simple little thing. Everybody, men, women, you guys can all wear it. It's a simple little tassel on the side of your clothes. And maybe someday somebody will say, hey, what are you wearing? What is that? Take me to your Elohim. Show me who you worship. And you can say, listen, by these tzitzits, you know that I keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. This is our Elohim. This is our Creator, and this is what He has told us to do. So it could be something that you're able to change a life or lives. Let's say, for instance, you take that moment to witness to that one person because of your tzitzits. That one person goes out there, changes the world. He becomes an evangelist. He goes out there and changes 250,000 lives. And that all is on you because you kept the obedience. Or if you don't keep the obedience, you never know what lives could have been changed because of that. All right, 105. The Torah, laws of whoever touches a corpse.
The Torah, law of keeping your oath to Yahuwah.
Where are we at?
He missed it. Yeah.
Follow Yahuwah's Torah, law of inheritance.
Now it's the law of keeping your oath to Yahuwah.
Do not add or take away from the word. Commandment 108. Let's briefly talk about this right here. When we're talking about Judaism, this completely gets broken. If we start adding in Shabbat commands, if we start adding in who is a goyim and who's a not, and how we can treat the goyims, and that we can steal from them, that we can pillage them, all these other things, you are absolutely violating Deuteronomy 4:2. You cannot add this into it. If you think that you can worship on a first day in a little building made by man, and that you can give your 10% to some guy there, that is adding to. All of the tithing, all of the way that the religions of today are set up is violating the laws, statutes, and commandments. You're not supposed to give tithes of your money to some guy that's basically teaching you for 2 hours on a Sunday, right? If you were supposed to give your tithes, you should have brought a grain, you should have brought some new oil, you should have brought your animal, right? Those are the kind of tithes that we were supposed to give. The entire tithing process was meant to keep the Levites alive. It was meant to keep an entire tribe that is able to do the service of our Creator and help man out. That was what it was all about. You're not supposed to go open up your wallet and give some heathen pagan that is in a church 10%, and where's your money going, right? You're not going to save the people that y'all wants to. If you want to give a tithe, give it to the homeless. Give it to the people that really absolutely need it. Find somebody with no home and go sponsor them and give them a big hug and give them a Torah and give them a little bit of help, right? It's not to make all of these guys that are on TV or on these YouTube channels. Every single one of these guys has a way to PayPal. Here's my Cash App link. If you want to pay us here, go. Every single one of them. It is extremely rare that you do not find somebody that is sitting there extorting people for this. It doesn't matter if you're selling Bibles, or it doesn't matter if you're just pretending to teach wrong or right. They all are sitting there getting funded illegally according to what the Torah says. Okay, guard your soul.
Learn to fear Yahuwah.
You shall love Yahuwah with all your heart.
Bind the Torah laws upon your hand, the frontlets between your eyes.
Write the Torah laws on your doorposts.
Do not tempt Yahuwah.
Do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah.
Do not be afraid.
Fear Yahuwah.
Circumcise your heart.
Cleave to Yahuwah.
Swear by his name.
Destroy graven images.
Do not make an idol of Yahuwah as the pagans do to their Elohim.
Rejoice, know Yahuwah has blessed you with.
Do not do what is right in your own eyes.
Do not hearken to the words of the false Nebi and prophets.
Do not make any baldness between your eyes for the dead.
You
shall
shall
not
not.
eat any abominable thing.
You shall give to a stranger clean food that as itself, but you shall not eat of it.
Give tithe of your increase of seed year by year.
The Torah laws for the end of the 7-year release.
Do not borrow from the nations.
Do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from the poor.
Guard month 1 of Yahuwah's calendar.
3 times a year all males shall appear before Yahuwah.
You shall make judges and officers in all your gates.
Do not plant Asheroth poles near the altar, or do not plant Asheroth poles anywhere. Asheroth is the wife of Nimrod, right? And so people have gone over there. It's the same thing. It's all about Nimrod worship. It's all about satanic worship. You don't want to be around other Elohim at all.
There must be 2 or 3 witnesses.
Hearken unto the Nabi prophet Yahuwah has chosen.
Nabi, prophetess of Deuteronomy.
Do not remove your neighbor's property line.
How to deal with a false witness among Torah keepers.
The first child is eat double portions.
If your brother or lost and you find them, you must return them.
A woman should not wear what pertains to a man, nor a man wear what pertains to a woman.
If you find a bird's nest with the mother and the babies or eggs, take the babies, and not the mother.
If you have done, you must put a railing around it.
Do not be a prostitute.
Do not use dirty money.
Torah of divorce.
Do
Do
not
not take a person's millstone for a pledge.
If you lend to your brother, do not enter his house to get your payment. He must bring it to you. Return his clothing before sunset if that was his pledge.
Do not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy.
Every man should put to death for his own sin.
Do not go back to the forgotten sheep in the field. Leave it for the stranger, fatherless, and widow.
Do not muzzle your ox when he treads out grain.
If your brother dies and has no child, you shall take his wife and name the firstborn after your brother.
At the end of the 7 years, you are to read the Torah, the Feast of Sukkot.
All right, everybody. Those are the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. Those are what we are told to write upon our hearts, minds, and souls. It's what we're to really fall in love with. Because if you do not fall in love with the Torah of our Creator, you're not going to fall in love with our Creator. That's where we go extremely wrong, where I hate to say it's unfortunate, but unfortunately on this channel, we have to debate Christians day after day after day. And it's not just this channel, because we have 5 YouTube channels. We have Odyssey, Rumble. The Christians believe that it's a separate way to the kingdom. And we have to keep this in line with what Scripture says. The kingdom road begins with obedience and it ends with obedience. And there's nothing else. We have a Messiah, but if you take our Messiah and you say, I can just have my sins forgiven because of his bloodshed, but you do not keep the laws, statutes of our Creator, then by default, you're slapping our Messiah across the head. You're putting more stripes on him. You're adding the 40th stripe. You're adding the 41st stripe. If you're going out there committing adultery, if you're sitting there surfing pornography, if you're violating your own mind and violating the mind of your family because of evil that you are not working towards the kingdom. It doesn't mean that we don't fall into temptation. It doesn't mean that we don't fall into it, but it means that we understand that we have fallen into it and we get out of it, because we don't want to keep striping our Messiah across the back. He's had 39. He was tortured to death because we could not keep the Torah. Our forefathers could not keep Torah. Now we are in a generation right now where we are enlightened. We have the Torah. We have 66 books before us. We have the Apocrypha. We have 37 books. We have knowledge. Knowledge has been expanded beyond anything that you have ever seen. I was talking about it just the other day to my kids. I said, guys, before you guys were ever born, there was a world that if we didn't have a GPS or we didn't have a thing, we had to grab a map. We had to write down directions going from one town to another and hope that we could figure it out. Before the kids were born, I had my wife with a little notepad and a map, and I called her my navigator. I'm navigator. Which direction do I go? Do I go left or I go right? Many contentious moments have erupted in my van because my wife and I couldn't get the maps right. And then they came out with GPS, and the GPS takes you from point A to point B. Sometimes it takes you off the bridge and people die. But the bottom line is you don't have to do. Knowledge is here. The world is just expanding. Every single year that we are alive, the technology is just going further and further and further to a point where there will be no flesh left behind. You have psychopaths like Elon Musk that are putting neural links in people's head where you just put in 50 billion wires in your part computer, right? This is the world we are in. Our Creator doesn't want that. If he wanted you to be part computer, he would have already made you a part computer. He would have done it. But he made a perfect being, something that is able to live and breathe and enjoy life and worship him. We don't need these outside things from this. All right, so let's begin before I get too far on the soapbox here. All right, we are into Exodus 6. We are reading out of the bottom link. It is Yah Scriptures. Nicole put a link in there a little bit earlier. If you guys want this, it's absolutely free. The 66 book. Hopefully this week, Nicole will be finishing off the 66 and the 37 together. It will be in one PDF. It will be in a double column, just like Scriptures. It'll be a higher print size, so you guys are able to see it really well. And that's the one that will probably be going to print as well. So if you guys have never seen the entire Scriptures of Yah in a restored names, this is it, and it's absolutely free of charge. Okay, let us begin, and Eli will be reading the Targums, which is at the top. And today's Targums is one of the reasons that that we didn't read the Targums. So there's a couple things inside the Targums, and we will point these out, because anytime that we end up with leaven, we got to shake it out. We got to cut it out. We got to figure out what it is. And so a lot of these times you'll get extra translations, and there'll be things in parentheses, right? I think the NIV is the master of that, right? All food has been made clean. They put it in parentheses inside of Matthew. And so you have all the Christians out there that think you can eat whatever food you want because Messiah says all food has been made clean, when he never said that. And that entire conversation had to do with washing your hands. It had nothing to do with making pigs or lobsters or shrimp or something of that sort clean. It didn't happen. So here we go, Exodus 6. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, "Now see what I do to Pharaoh." And hold on, before I even go too far into that, Jaden, how do we get to Exodus 6? What are we doing right here in Exodus 6? We began with the Exodus of Yisrael. Where are we at, starting in chapter 1? Where are we at to there?
It started with Moses being born, and it talked about Pharaoh just killing all the babies because they were rising up. They're too strong. They're going to overpower them. So he's like, start killing all the males. And Moses ended up floating down the river to Pharaoh's daughter, who was taking a bath. And she decided that she wanted to keep the child. And then Moses grew up in the house of Pharaoh, basically his royalty, as basically an adopted grandson of Pharaoh. And Moses grew up. He wanted to go see his people. He saw his people being beat by one of the Egyptians. He killed the Egyptian guy that was beating his people. He freaked out, buried him, and then he heard that it was known in the land that he killed it. So he fled to Midian and ended up marrying a daughter of Reuel. And then he walked by a burning bush. He was tending the flock, and the burning bush talked to him, told him to go back to Egypt to go free his people. So now he is back trying to free the people, but every time he goes in there, Pharaoh makes it give more burdens to the people of Israel.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so here we are, and it's basically the duel of Moshe and Aaron and Pharaoh. And so let's begin again. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, "Now see what I do to Pharaoh. For with a strong hand he is going to let them go, and with a strong hand he is going to drive them out of this land." And Elohim spoke to Moshe and said to him, "I am Yahuwah. And I appeared to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov as El Shaddai. And by my name, Yahuwah, was I not known to them? And I established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their sojournings in which they have sojourned. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Midianites or Mizraites are enslaving, and I have remembered my covenant. Say therefore to the children of Israel, I Yahuwah, and I shall bring you out from under the burdens of the Mizraites, and shall deliver you from their enslaving, and shall redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great judgments, and shall take you as my people, and I shall be your Elohim, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah your Elohim, who is bringing you out from under the burdens of the Mizraites. Now, Eli's going to be reading this section coming up in the Targums, but we've been reading weekly in the book of Hosea, and the book of Hosea is all about the 10 tribes of Yisrael who never came back from captivity. And we're trying to explain to folks that every single one of us are in captivity. It's been years and years and years, and it seems like generations have come and generations have gone, and we don't even know that we're in captivity. And I had a guy that was arguing with me on one of the channels saying, we're not in captivity, there's nothing like that. And simply put, if you guys have a social security number from a corporation, all of us here at this table right here, we're all owned by the United States of America. We are all part of the corporation of the United States of America. We all have our social security cards. We all have our documents. You have everything that we have. A lot of people in South America, it is the same way. If you want to get an identity, you become a part of the system. Now, if you don't think that you are a slave, then go ahead and don't pay your property taxes. Don't go ahead and pay your income tax. Don't pay your death tax. Don't pay all your tax. See what happens. See what happens if you don't think you're in captivity. All of a sudden, you're going to end up with 70,000 IRS guys with guns asking you for your money. And you say, well, I'm not in captivity. Well, you're a slave to something. And so as we are reading through these books, as we're reading through this Exodus, as we're reading through the power that our Creator has given to Moshe, please understand that in the future, and I don't know what year, I don't know what generation, there will be another Exodus. This same kind of a thing will happen. There's a commandment that we have that says, obey the messengers that Yahuwah sends before us. We never know what the world is going to be. We don't know what the state of the world will be from 1 month to 1 year. We have no idea. But if we are linked in Torah, if we are linked with our Creator, if we're linked in His ways, then this Exodus, whatever happens in this world, we need not to fear. Because if our Creator took a guy like Moshe, went across the river and saved all his people, He will do this again. And so we can garner from these words and these instructions possibly what the next Exodus is going to look like. And it's going to be something amazing. And Red Seas are going to be parted for us. We will be saved when that time comes, when that is here. And so, Eli, go ahead and take it away from the Targums at the top.
All right. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, now have I seen what Pharaoh has done, for by a strong hand shall he release them, and with a strong hand drive them forth from his land. And Yahuwah spake with Moshe, and said to him, I am Yahuwah who revealed myself to you in the midst of the bush, and said to you, I am Yahuwah. And I was revealed unto Abraham, and to Isaac, and to Jacob, as El Shaddai, but my name, Yahuwah, as it is discovered, my glory, was not known to them. And Jerusalem says, and Yahuwah was revealed in his word unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, as the Elohim of heaven, but the name of the word of Yahuwah was not known to them. And I confirmed also my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their sojourning, in which they were sojourners. And now comes before me the groaning of the sons of Yasharel, before the misery do enslave them, and I remember my covenant. Therefore say the sons of Yasharel, I am Yahuwah, that will bring you forth from the oppressive bondage of the misery, and will deliver you from your servitude, and save you with an uplifted arm, and by great judgments. And I will bring you nigh before me to be a people, and I will be Elohim unto you, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah your Elohim, who has led you forth from that hard service of the misery.
Yeah, and so one piece I want to touch on here is this little part right here, that they were saved by the word of Yahweh. Where's that at? Word of Yahweh. It was in the Jerusalem part. I think it was. We hear this a lot, right? The name of the word of Yahuwah. The word, we hear in John 1:1 about the word. We hear tremendous amount but people don't link what the word of Yahuwah is. The word of Yahuwah is simply the Torah. It's simply Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and all the scriptures after it, right? And if we understand what the word of Yahuwah is in those first 5 books, then we learn what the heart of our Creator is. We learn about his mind. We learn about how his actions are, how he wishes that we perform, how he wishes we obey, how we wish we worship. All of that is found in the Torah and is found nowhere else. Okay.
I have to say one thing
All right,
that
what you got?
Emissary put on here. It's more about like the slavery stuff.
Yep.
But he says our inheritance is not of this world.
Yeah, absolutely. Our inheritance is not of this world. And, you know, as I was reading out of the Apocrypha this morning, I'm reading myself personally, the writings of the book of Abraham. And it talks about Eleazar. And I think it was an angel or something that was talking to Abraham. And he was talking, Abraham's like, well, here's my man Eleazar. He's going to obviously be the guy that inherits it because Abraham, if you read the writings of Abraham, he had like enormous amounts of daughters, but he never had a son. And so he thought Eleazar was the man. And one of the angels that were talking to him, the angel says, Eleazar will be great, and also in eternity, he will be great. And I found that very fascinating because it's not just about our presence here. It's not just about what we're doing right here. This eternity, what we're doing right here, if we are serving our Elohim, if we are being a steward of him, then the eternity, there's going to be some kind of fame. There's going to be some sign of greatness. You're not going to walk around as the janitor there. And it's very clear. Messiah Yahushua also says that too, that when people teach things outside of Torah, they will be lesser in the kingdom of heaven. That's if you even make the kingdom of heaven. So I just found that very fascinating.
You
All right.
also need to make it clear that the word is also Yahushua in
Right,
flesh.
right, yeah. And so did somebody pop up there?
We have a couple of them.
Right.
That are also Yahushua.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that real quick, right? The word made flesh. And this is the Trinitarians' go-to line, right? We have John 1:1 and we have John 1:14. And it says in the beginning there was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God, right? And then it said in John 1:14, I'm just paraphrasing this, it says the word was made flesh and walked amongst us, right? The word of our Creator was with our Messiah as creation was. It is very clear when we read the other Targums of Genesis that the Torah was created many moons long before creation ever came. So our Messiah and Dad, Yahuwah, they were together wherever they were. Messiah Yahushua, Jesus the Christ, had the instruction of his Father. So when Messiah Yahushua came amongst us, when he was walking amongst us, he was the Torah made flesh. He did not go away from the Torah. He did not stray away from the Torah. But if you say that the Word of God is the Messiah and they're all one, that is where we get into the Trinitarian. And nowhere else in Scriptures does it say anything of that sort. But absolutely, Messiah Yahushua was the Word made flesh, that he walked amongst us, right? He is our example. He's our leader. He's the one that is the one that we should be following. That is our leader. And, as people who claim they are Christians, to be a Christian, you should be a follower of our Christ. A follower of our Christ would emulate and to do what he does. And if we are saying the laws of our Creator are no good, or that our Creator and his Son and the Ruach HaKodesh are all one, and that we should be praying to it, that is not what Scriptures say. So hopefully I clarified that for some of you guys. All right, I'm on 7 here. So we are in Yah Scriptures at the bottom, and we are continuing on.
You're on 8.
Am I on 8? Okay, thanks, Navigator. Okay, and I shall bring you into the land which I swore to give Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob, to give it to you as an inheritance. I am Yahuwah. And Moshe spoke thus to the children of Israel, but they did not listen to Moshe because of shortness of spirit and from hard slavery. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Go in, speak to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to let the children of Israel go out of this land. And Moshe spoke before Yahuwah, saying, The children of Israel have not listened to me. And why would Pharaoh listen to me? For I am of uncircumcised lips. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe and Aaron, and gave them a command for the children of Israel, and for Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Mitzrayim. All right, now we have Eli taking us through the Targums.
And I will bring you into the land which I covenanted by my word to give unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and I will give it to you for an inheritance. I am Yahuwah. And Moshe spake according to this to the sons of Yasharel, but they received not from Moshe, through anxiety of Ruach, and from the strange and hard service which was upon their hands. And Jerusalem says, from anxiety. And Yahuwah spake to Moshe, saying, Go in, speak with Pharaoh, the king of Mizraim, that he release the children of Yasharel from his land. And Moshe said before Yahuwah, Behold, the sons of Yasharel do not hearken to me. How then will Pharaoh hearken to me? And I, a man difficult of speech. And Yahuwah spake with Moshe and with Aaron, and gave them admonition for the sons of Yasharel, and sent unto Pharaoh, king of Mizraim, to send forth the children of Yasharel from the land of Mizraim.
Okay, so it's a tumultuous situation, right? Somebody who is of literally the family of Pharaoh goes out, comes back, and all of a sudden he's trying to rise up all of the slaves of Mitzrayim, right? It's a real bad deal. If you have a slave, you have a slave for a reason, right? All you got to do is make sure they're fed, and you own them. You don't have to pay their wages. You don't have to take care of them. You can whip them. You can do whatever you want to do. They are yours to own. So all of a sudden we have Mo, who's coming over there, and he's saying, let my people go. And Pharaoh's like, I don't think so. This doesn't seem like a very good idea. We're going to lose all of our labor here, and we're going to have to do our own work, and that seems kind of ridiculous. And so, continuing on. Here we go, some genealogy here. 14. These are the heads of their fathers' houses, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Yisrael, Kenog and Palu, Ketzron and Carmi. These are the clans of Reuben. And the sons of Shimon, Yemuel and Yamin, and Ohad, and Yakib, and Zokar, and Shaul, the son of the Canaanite woman. These are the clans of Shimon. These are the names of the sons of Lui, according to their generations. Gershon, and Kehath, and Merari, and the years of the life of Lui were 137. The sons of Gershon, Libni, and Shimni, according to their clans. And Yitzhar, and Kebron, and Uziel. The years of the life of Kehath were 133. And the sons of Merari, Machli and Mushi, these are the clans of Lui according to their generations. And Amram took for himself Jochebed, his father's sister, as wife. And she bore him Aaron and Moshe. And the years of the life of Amram were 137. And the sons of Yitzhar, Korach, and Nepheg, and Zikri. And the sons of Uziel, and Mishael, and Eliphan, and Sithri. Aaron took to himself Elisheba, daughter of Amminadab, sister of Nachshon, as wife, and she bore him Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And the sons of Korach, Asir, Elkanah, and Abiishah. These are the sons of the clans of the Korites. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took for himself one of the daughters of Putiel as wife, and she bore him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Luites according to their clans. Okay, then we'll go ahead. Eli will take us away here on the Targums.
These are the heads of the house of their fathers, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Yasharel, Hanak and Phalu, Hezron and Carmi. These are the race of Reuben. And the sons of Shimeon, Jemuel and Jamin and Ohad and Jachin and Sojar and Shaul. He is Zimri, who yielded himself unto fornication as among the Canaanite. These are the race of Shimeon. And these are the names of the sons of Levi, according to their race, Gershon, and Kehath, and Merari. And the years of the life of Lui, 137 years. He lived to see Moshe and Aaron, the lords of Yasharel.
Okay, hold on. We got some leaven. We got some leaven here, folks. We got to figure out what in the world is going on here. Okay, gentlemen, who's not looking at this version, did you guys just catch that?
I don't think I did.
Okay, well, let's listen up. Eli, read it again.
And these are the names of the sons of Levi, according to their race, Gershon and Kehath and Merari. And the years of the life of Levi, 137 years. He lived to see Moshe and Aaron, the deliverers of Yasharel.
Okay, so this just says Levi lived to see Moshe and Aaron.
That's like 400 years.
This is we know the actual dates. You can go from the Testament inside also the Apocrypha that we released is the testament of all of the 12 kids, and they have all of their end time testaments, and it tells us all when they
They
lived.
only see like grandchildren. They don't see great.
Who was the oldest? Who was the oldest? I think like 160.
No, it was
I
like
wrote it down.
I think like 140. I think or something. Levi lived the longest. He lived the longest, but
Is it possible that Levi lived to see Moshe and Aaron
is
and
it
the
a-
deliverance of Yashrael? How would that even be possible? I don't think
It
it'd
said
be possible.
137 years, right? Isn't that how long it said Amram lived?
But we're 400 years. This is 400 years later. We're 200 plus years way out of this. So this appears, when we first heard this, when I heard this last night, when the family was reading it, I'm like, wow, there's a ton of leaven in this. And this is where we have to absolutely cut the stuff out, right? And I don't see any reason that this thing would be in here, but it's impossible. It would absolutely be impossible because Levi did not live 400 years. It's absolutely impossible. And so let's continue on with this, Eli.
I feel like they messed up somehow because 137, that's how long Amram lived. I feel like they put that in instead of Amram.
Okay, yeah, so who else could it be? Who else could have lived to see it? It would be
Amram's
Kehath or Merari?
Let's see, if they're 8 years old, he could. Okay, Amram could be maybe Amram could be alive still.
Yeah, so I think they messed up, and I don't think it should have been Levi. It should have been like one of the kids of Levi's that would have been set to live that long. All right, continue on.
And the sons of Gershon, Libni and Shimei, according to their generations. And the sons of Kehath, Amram, and Jitsar, and Hebron, and Uziel. In the years of the life of Kehath, the saint, 133 years, he lived to see Phinehas, who was Elijah, the great priest, who was to be sent to the captivity of Yashrael at the end of days.
Whoa, we got some serious leaven here, folks. We got some serious leaven. We got to figure this one out. Okay, so this is why the first time we got rid of the Targums, because the Targums of Genesis was way worse than this. So far, we only have a little bit of leaven. We got a little bit of bones here. We got to figure out what's going on. Okay.
It says Kehath lived till Elisha. Or
He lived to see Phinehas. Okay, so the sons of Kehath, Amram and Jitsar and Hebron and Uziel, and the years of the life of Kehath, the saint, 133 years. He lived to see Phinehas, who is Elijah, the great priest, who is to be sent to the captivity at Yashrael at the end of days.
So it's basically
Elijah's like a long time after
Are we
this.
saying he reincarnated?
Yeah, I
as
think that's what
Elijah?
it's saying.
Like basically, like we hear about.
This is the only point anywhere in any kind of scriptures you hear anything like this
I
whatsoever.
don't think he'd be changing his name like 1,000 years later.
Yeah, and I don't. This is obviously some sort of leaven. If it's not leaven,
We know
it
that
should
John
be
the
very
Baptist was,
suspect.
like the spirit of Elijah. We know that John the Baptist
Right.
was, but I don't think Phineas was.
So-
Or would have said that. It would have said something like,
It should have been. It should probably said who is the spirit of Elijah or something of the sort, because there's no way that these timelines could ever been. This is straight up leaven.
And plus all the generation that was in this died before they got into the land, so I don't think this dude would still be alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're all dead. And Elijah and Elisha, they came much
That's
later.
even after David. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think that's another 400 years or so.
Yeah, it's long. This is not it if they're saying it like it is. So take that for leaven, folks.
And the sons of Merari, Mahali, and Mushi. These are the race of Levi according to their generations. And Amram took Jochebed, his cousin's wife, and she bare him Aaron and Moshe. And the years of Amram the saint were 137 years. He lived to see the children of Rechava, son of Gershom, son of Moshe.
Okay, did it say his cousin's wife?
Jochebed, his cousin to
we
wife.
know she was Levi's
His cousin, wouldn't that be his aunt?
In
His
the
cousin wouldn't be an aunt.
Yeah,
It could be. It could be a cousin and
It
aunt.
should be his aunt.
Yeah,
'Cause,
because his father's sisters.
It should be, yeah, that should be right. Because she is the daughter of Levi directly.
Okay.
And the sons of Jitsar, Korah, and Nepheg, and Zikri. And the sons of Uziel, Mishael, and Elisaphan, and Sithri. And Aaron took Elisheva, daughter of Aminadab, sister of Nachshon, unto him to wife. And she bare him Nadab and Abihu, Elisar and Ithamar. And the sons of Korah, Asir, and Elkanah, and Abisai. These were the race of Korah. And Elisar, son of Aaron, took unto him a wife from the daughters of Jethro, who was Putiel, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites according to their generations.
Okay. All right, my turn. Head back to Yah Scriptures at the bottom to finish this one up. This is Aaron and Moshe, to whom Yahuwah said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Mitzrayim according to their divisions. They were the ones who spoke to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to bring out the children of Israel from Mitzrayim. This is Moshe and Aaron. And it came to be on that day, when Yahuwah spoke to Moshe in the land of Mitzrayim, that Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, I am Yahuwah. Speak to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, all that I say to you. And Moshe said before Yahuwah, see, I am of uncircumcised lips, and why would Pharaoh listen to me? Okay, Eli, finish this up here, please.
These are Aaron and Moshe, to whom Yahuwah said, Bring forth the sons of Yasharel, free from the land of Mizraim, according to their hosts. They are they who spake with Pharaoh, king of Mizraim, that he should send out the sons of Yasharel from Mizraim. It is Moshe the prophet and Aaron the priest. And it was in the day when Yahuwah spake with Moshe in the land of Mizraim, that Aaron gave a listening ear, and heard what he spake with him. And Yahuwah spake with Moshe, and said to him, I am Yahuwah. Say to Pharaoh, to the king of Mizraim, all that I tell you. Moshe said before Yahuwah, Behold, I am difficult in speaking. How then will Pharaoh hearken to me?
All right. Well, gentlemen, folks, friends, family, lovers of Yah, that concludes our scriptures reading for the day. And hopefully you guys got something out of this. Hopefully that you guys got an urge to be a people of Yah. And being a people of Yah is an amazing thing because we're so few. There's just not a tremendous amount of people out there. And so if you guys have any kind of prayer requests or anything of the sort, please put them either in the chat or send us an email. The email is in the bottom of the description. And Jade, let us bless the people.
Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise you shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you, and be gracious unto you. Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon you, and give you peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
Okay, everybody. We love you guys very, very much. And yeah, stay in his word, definitely, like Emissary of Elohim says. And let's rend the heavens. Sorry, Emissary, it's not going to be your rap. But here we go, guys. Much love, everyone.
Sorry for the dog.
All right, everybody. We really love you guys. We appreciate you guys all. May Yahuwah bless you and keep you. May his light forever shine on you. May he be gracious to you. May you find the love of the Torah. May you find the grace of Yahuwah and the kingdom to come. And we love you guys very, very much. As always, sorry about the disruption of the dogs. We only kept them quiet with Nicole's little muffin that she has for Shabbat. Now they're getting crazy. So much love to everybody out there. Bye, everyone.